here we go. It is Friday. It is June 3rd, 5 a.m. in New York. Thanks for getting an early start with us. I'm Christine Romans.
And I'm Laura Jarrett. Welcome to our viewers in the United States and all around the world. We begin this morning with President Biden now directly calling on Congress to toughen up America's gun laws in a rare primetime address surrounded by candles honoring the victims. President Biden spoke to
How much more carnage are we willing to say? I don't know. How many more weapons are you going to sell to people?
Only to fall short.
For the last 2 decades, more school-age children have died.
What an idiot. Can you believe this guy?
On-duty police officers and active-duty military.
Such a pandering, opportunistic moron.
More kids.
Serious, goddamn.
Non-duty cops killed by guns.
America's founders put gun laws in the Constitution so we wouldn't have to
For God's sake,
mess with them.
how much more carnage are we willing to accept?
You know what I mean?
Now, it's time for each of us to come
I think they
forward.
did it so we wouldn't screw them
It's
up.
time to act.
Like our heart is beating in our chest and we can't stop it. That's how we got gun laws in the U.S. Protecting gun owners.
Let's hear the call and the cry.
Because the vast majority of gun owners are good people that don't break the law. So no amount of bullshit is going to change that.
Daniela Diaz reports that Democrats, though, are prepared for failure. But first, Jasmine Wright joins us live from Rehoboth Beach in Delaware. Jasmine, good morning. It's notable here the president is meaningfully changing.
You know, I just said a few minutes ago that, think of this, if America's founders
He has some meat on the bones. He has specifics.
would have heard that the president is giving $700 million in advanced rocket missile systems to a foreign country and telling you to disarm your weapons and ban weapons, you would be tried for treason.
As well as ban high-capacity magazines. Now, he said if Congress can't do that, they should at least raise the purchasing age of assault weapons from 18.
Assault weapon, just the name assault weapon is propaganda.
A weapon can hold.
Nobody calls them assault weapons. You know what I mean? How stupid is that? And how these people think they're fooling people because they're fooling the same people over and over. But seriously, go out and look at an Armalite rifle or an automatic rifle and see if there's the word assault anywhere on the rifle, and the word assault is not on it. Why would people just lie and just sensationalize stuff like that if they're not trying to be persuasive and make you change and make you do something? Pretty sick people. I want everybody to live more than all of these people do. I care about every word out of my mouth, every ounce of pollution I create. I plant a tree every day and pay $1 to do it, to try to offset my carbon footprint. Every single day, and I've done it for, I don't know, over a year now. Because I don't want this planet to burn up to a cinder and have us pollute everything and kill everything. If Joe Biden cared about human life, he'd ban cigarettes. I just washed my fucking clothes in this washer here and dried them here and took them out, and they smelled like shit. I didn't even realize it until I got out of the shower, dried myself off, and then my nose started watering from the allergic reaction from the goddamn cigarettes, from whoever washed their shit in the washer and dried it before me. So I gotta tolerate that bullshit while he fucking gives money and weapons to goddamn Ukraine and tells us to fucking disarm like he gives a shit about life. Give me a fucking break, buddy.
Yeah, the assault weapons ban in particular seems more aspirational than realistic, but he's clearly trying to put a stake in the ground. Jasmine, thank you.
So his sin that he has allowed people to partake in is harming me again, and I'm fucking sick of it. Every time you breathe goddamn secondhand smoke, remember, nobody gives a shit about your health that works for the government.
Live on Capitol Hill for us this Friday morning. You know, what's the temperature in the room, I guess, Daniela? Can Congress meet the moment, as the president put it?
They only have as much power as you give them.
They're trying. This bipartisan group has been meeting during this congressional recess here on Capitol Hill. Senate lawmakers were not here this week. They're at their home states. And so they've been meeting virtually to try to reach some sort of deal that could get 10 Republicans on board so that they could break that filibuster, that 60-vote threshold, to pass any sort of gun safety legislation in the Senate, because that's where these bills get stuck. But look, Senator Chris Murphy
guy's a moron. Anybody that wants the limelight when there's a fucking murder is an asshole. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? If you're like an unknown politician and somebody dies and then suddenly you want to speak to me, I don't want to fucking hear from you. Shut up. Just fucking go away. God damn. You fucking ambulance chasing weirdo.
Different in the Senate. The House only needs a simple majority to pass bills. They've been able to pass several bills on gun safety. In fact, the House Judiciary Committee actually met yesterday to try to pass a wide-ranging bill that would, of course, is gun safety legislation. And they acknowledged, many House Democrats in this committee hearing,
Americans let these clowns get away with everything. Americans think that they have to pick between Republican clowns and Democrat clowns. And when they become one of those clowns, they stop being objective about their own fucking clown party, and they just start turning on the other party and saying how bad they are. And both of them are terrible, absolutely terrible. Republicans deny the problems exist. Democrats have shitty solutions that take forever to enact.
We could go home. We have dozens of bills sitting in the Senate committee actually.
So as you heard there, Congressman Cicilline, the House Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, he is saying that even though these bills pass the House, Christine, they're sitting in the Senate, but that's not stopping them from trying anyway to pass some sort of gun safety reform. And of course, as we know, Senator Chris Murphy is still trying to reach some sort of bipartisan deal with those Republicans he's working with.
Christine, Chris Murphy, whose home state, Connecticut, saw the Sandy Hook shooting a decade ago, and really nothing being meaningful done since then as the shootings continue. Daniela, thank you so much. As it said while lawmakers talk, shootings continue clear across the country from...
I don't care. I didn't ask. I want to know what else is going on. I don't give a shit about fucking gun violence. Fuck you. You fucking weirdos. You want to tell me about people being shot with a goddamn gun? You think that's what I want to hear? Just shut the fuck up. God damn it. You fucking losers. God damn it. God damn it. People are clueless idiots. And all they do is just report again and again and again and again about gun violence because they want you to get sick of it, and they want you to change, and they want you to ban guns. They want to get in your head and change you and be a propaganda source and a controlling force in your life. And I'm not going to be controlled by their fucking bullshit. Because I know how they kill people, goddammit, and I don't kill people like them. And I don't stand up for people that kill people like them. I don't believe for one goddamn second that they care about life in the fucking slightest. None of them do. All of them pollute like there's no goddamn tomorrow. Think about it. Can you picture one person in Congress's solar-paneled house or their electric car? Close your eyes and see if you can think about it. Can you picture anybody in the Senate, anybody in the House of Representatives who've posted a picture of their renewable energy home and their renewable energy car? There's, 455 or 500? I'm not sure. There's hundreds and hundreds of Congress people. How many have you seen do that? Zero? I've seen zero. So they just want to be shitty examples? That's fine. And what was this about gasoline? God damn, I'm tired of hearing about gas prices. I told him yesterday, I don't give a fuck if it's $10 a fucking gallon. Shut up. We're burning the fucking planet to a cinder like there's no tomorrow. And it's disgusting pollution that's killing every living thing on Earth. And they want to complain that they've got to pay a little bit more to do it. I need a goddamn shower just after I watch some fucker like Todd Pirro on Fox using his emotional voice to talk about gasoline and how it's more and unbearable and awful and blah blah blah, but nothing about climate, nothing about pollution, nothing about rising seas, about dying species, nothing about that kind of shit that we need to hear about. Just nope, you got to pay a little more. Let's blame the Democrats. That's as far as that fucker's brain has evolved, and I hope I can't say that about you.
You started praying this morning?
Yeah, I mean, it could not look more different than here, of course. So we arrived here a couple days after Russian occupation, and it was trash. This has been 2 months of reconstruction, but the focus now
People alive today really don't give a shit about anything. They don't give a shit about their own body. They don't give a shit about the future, about future people. People alive today are the most selfish motherfuckers I've ever seen.
Looks very large on a map. It's actually very, very small. Severodonetsk, as of the last update from the regional head,
People in this generation and the older people, they've been polluting more than any other people in history. And they're conning the young generation into doing the same goddamn thing. 200, 300 years ago, it would have been impossible to pollute like these people do today with the gasoline and the coal and their fucking food and their goddamn cigarettes. All these goddamn ways that these fucking idiots pollute are okay with them, and they're okay with you, but they're not okay with me. God damn it.
There's no way for them to evacuate today. NBC's Molly Hunter, my friend, live for us in Ukraine. Molly, thank you. Still ahead, the House Select Committee investigating January 6th releases new details about the panel's first scheduled hearing. We are digging into that reporting. It's why former Attorney General Bill Barr may have been on Capitol Hill yesterday. Those stories and a check on the weather. We're back.
It's Alicia Menendez. I like her better than John Lemire. I'm really not interested in the Queen stuff. Queen is just a rich lady. Old rich lady. In another country. An old foreign rich lady. And they're devoting a lot of time about it.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Exactly. The Mirror, where I know you were with the Mirror for a while.
I mean, I don't know. Has she done something notable?
Racket, Granny. What does this one say? It says, but her marriage is nearly upstaged by Cheeky Lewis. But they had such a cute moment
Jesus.
together. She just sort of looked over at him, and she didn't scold him. She just started chatting with him. She discussed him a little bit, you know. And it was just typical grandmotherly way, but
In a way, I think what's great about these pictures is you've got in a way, you've got the current situation with the monarchy and the 96-year-old.
This guy looks terrible.
Reaching the end of monarchy and the reign. And you've got the cheeky chappie who, you know, one day he may well be king of the United Kingdom. That's an amazing thought, isn't it? There's no kid putting faces
This
in.
is a load of shit. All the important things going on in America, and these people are in London. They sure do rip off the American people. All night and all day, all these people in the media, all they do is rip us off and try to control us. Seriously, I've had to go to other sources to find the news now. I use a program called InnoReader. It's an app and it's free, and I stick in RSS feeds from all over the place. And the RSS feeds have different companies like BBC, you name it, Venezuela analysis. There's I probably have 4 dozen in there. Al Jazeera, Al Manar. So a combination of American ones, European ones. It's some of the same news, but some unique stuff too. And some African ones. One called All Africa. Japan and Israel. Because I want to know what's going on. And these people don't inform me.
Tropical storm warning is now in effect for southwest Florida. A potential
Another
tropical
thing that's
cyclone
sort of
near the
interesting,
Yucatan
but still
Peninsula is
totally
expected to
irrelevant to me.
develop into a
Tropical storm watch in effect for both coasts of Florida.
Southern and central
Okay.
Florida on Saturday. Meteorologist Eugene Norman is tracking the system from the CNN Weather Center.
Yeah, it was really fucking unbearable to hear the
It
news
sounds like Florida is gonna
kissing
get it.
Ukraine's ass, telling us all we gotta go kill Russians with them. I don't support that whatsoever. And they're fucking terrible people for trying to get us to support a goddamn war. One of America's biggest problems is these two fucking political parties, Republicans and Democrats, are so goddamn similar that they can't call out each other for their bullshit because they have the same exact bullshit. So the people you see on TV, the politicians you hear, people you see online, They all sing the same goddamn song, and they can't get ahead. They can't solve problems because they're both shitty. And they also, all they gotta do is just point out how the other one's shitty.
Later today, and then across Southwest Florida sometime Saturday, probably.
I'm pro-choice, and I support gun rights. And it seems like that's a unique position, because the Republicans support gun rights, and the Democrats are pro-choice. But I don't know what to tell you. I think both of those groups are moronic fundamentalists that pander to rich people that vote for them. They're not liberals, they're not conservatives. They're fundamentalists.
Anything continuing harmlessly is what you want to hear, Eugene. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, in Texas now, a convicted murderer on the run for weeks since escaping from a prison bus has been killed in a shootout with police. Authorities say 46-year-old Gonzalo Lopez killed a Houston family of 5, including one adult and 4 children, and then fled with their truck. Lopez was serving life sentence for a 2006 murder conviction.
Now to this, President Biden planning to meet later this month with Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This is as OPEC agrees to boost oil production with energy costs skyrocketing around the globe. CNN's Natasha Bertrand is live in Washington, D.C. Natasha, this OPEC deal is really significant because behind the scenes, the White House has been working on this. So when is it likely to take place and where?
Yeah, that's right. The White House has been months and months to convince OPEC to increase production because they say it could stabilize oil markets globally and it could help drive prices down. Saudi Arabia has been extremely reluctant to do that, so the White House is now viewing this as a major diplomatic breakthrough, not only showing that they convinced the Saudis.
Biden's Saudis to meet as OPEC boosts oil production.
In the broader relationship that had been so strained over the last year since Biden took office.
So Biden's meeting a cartel and telling them to produce more black death juice because people want it cheaper, and they might vote him out of office if they gotta pay more to fucking kill everything. Ain't that a damn shame?
Which is why President Biden will be traveling to Saudi Arabia for the GCC meeting. So what the White House is telling us, they're framing this.
So that's how demented he is, and that's how demented his voters are.
I should say that this is not just a trip that's been planned so that Biden can meet one-on-one with MBS. This is a broader meeting of all the Gulf countries, and Saudi Arabia, of course, chairs that council. So, of course, the president will have to meet with MBS directly, but it really is such a dramatic shift from what we have seen from this White House over the last year, and especially even before Biden took office, with the promise to make Saudi Arabia a global pariah. Of course, he is highly critical of the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, of course, for his role, according to the United States, in the murder of that Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, as well as Saudi Arabia's litany of other human rights abuses. So this is really kind of a turnabout, and it's a recognition in the White House that they need Saudi Arabia in order to help isolate Russia, and also, of course, on the oil issue.
All right, Natasha, thank you so much for your reporting as usual.
So OPEC's boost an important diplomatic win for the White House, but it hasn't stabilized oil prices, at least not yet. Oil prices spiking.
It's pathetic. These people should fess up, man. The young generation is so easy on the old generation that's fucking destroyed everything and given them the means to fucking destroy everything with no conscience, with full belligerence, continually, unashamedly. It's pathetic and ugly and disgusting. These people should have a totally different mindset about these fucking problems.
And this energy crunch is much bigger than the 1970s and 80s.
I can't even listen to people like Republicans talk about energy or gasoline or homeless people. I mean, holy shit. Have you heard these people talk? Oh my god. I would be willing to fight any of them if they want to fight me. I'd box them. We could box in the ring. If you're listening here and you're in a political party, like the Democrats or the Republicans, and you want to fight, I'll fight you. Fight you in the ring. I really wouldn't mind moving to another country at this point, and I'm thinking about it. There's lots of great countries out there. I don't need to stay in this one. These people are liars, and they're fucking everything up. And they're barking up the wrong tree. And I'm sick of it. No shame whatsoever. These old goddamn people are gonna pollute and lie until the day they die. And we're gonna be left with the goddamn mess that they made. That they tried to convince us to make. Pretty good scheme, huh? Fuck up the place like we did, and then nobody will notice that we fucked the place up because you did it. Well, I'm not doing it. I'll go fucking live outside if I can't live in a house that doesn't pollute. I just got done being houseless for, well, I don't know, about 8 years or so. And this last year has been different because I've been waiting for court. Long time for my court case to come out. And it was freezing cold and snowing outside. But I don't want to fuck the place up for future generations. And I'm not going to do it. It's up to me. I don't got to do it. The only time I got to get a car is when I need medicine. Otherwise, who cares? I'll ride a bike. I'll take a bus. I'll walk. But if I got to travel a long distance to get something like medicine, like hundreds and hundreds of miles, then I've got no choice. I don't want a goddamn gas-burning car. And I want to rent an electric car, and I've told the companies that already. Hawaii is one of the most progressive states when it comes to renewable energy, and they'll be off of dirty energy first. So I might as well just go right back to Hawaii. If I don't go back to California or another country. I'm happy to keep correcting these morons too. Yeah. See, because these assholes think they're getting away with something. Everybody's trying to do good by somebody. And it's a shitty situation where terrible people do the same shitty things, and they all look each other in the eye and say, we're all doing it, who cares? Whether it's fucking eating animals, or whether it's polluting with a vehicle, or polluting with a home, or polluting with all the shitty conventional food you eat. You should be ashamed of living that way. I've eaten nothing but organic food, and I'm a vegetarian. I've been doing that for the last 8 years, about. I started doing it when I started being houseless. And I'm an organic vegetarian because I give a shit about my body and about animals and about the country and about the world. And you don't, because you don't.
President Zelensky confirms about 20% of his country is now under Russian control.
You eat food that I wouldn't give to animals or put in landfills.
Matthew, you have been covering this from
Everything you eat, I wouldn't give to animals or put into landfills. Everything you eat.
It was a difficult question to answer in terms of where it's headed, because the outcome obviously has not been decided yet. They're still fighting ferociously to each other in various parts of the country, particularly in the east of the country. But the toll so far has been, absolutely heartbreaking. In terms of the casualties, we haven't got exact figures, but number dead on both sides. Going to the tens of thousands of people when the soldiers.
It's a shame that too many idiots think shitty, stupid things are cool. Because that's how America's gonna go under. $30 trillion debt with the seas rising and wars on the other side of the world that they want to get involved in.
13 million are internally displaced, 5 million of that, 100 million of them to Russia.
Zelensky says 20% of Ukraine under Russian control.
That have been occupied by Russian forces. Take a listen to what Vladimir Zelensky, the Ukrainian president.
Oh, that's what happens when you don't get your neighbors to help you out in the beginning. Zelensky is a horrible, terrible president. And I'm not listening to a word he says. Fuck this guy. He's an ugly, dumbass wool. He's a loser, and he's a liar, and he's a terrible leader, and we shouldn't support him at all. And Ukraine's a corrupt country. It's ridiculous that anybody at all wants to support Ukraine. Do you want to support Ukraine? Fuck you. How about you support America? You got assholes that don't want to forgive student loan debt, sending millions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. Maybe I'll move to Ukraine. If Ukraine's, if you dumb fucks love Ukraine so much, maybe I should be in Ukraine.
Seeks to raise the minimum age to purchase semi-automatic rifles and prohibit what Democrats call weapons of war. The vote came after hours of debate, including this moment as Florida Congressman Greg Steube spoke over Zoom.
Here's a gun I carry every single day to protect myself, my family, my wife, my home. Comes with a 15-round magazine. So this gun would be banned. I hope the round gun is not loaded. I'm at my house. I can do whatever I want with my guns.
Welcome back to Way Too Early. It is 5:30 on the East Coast, 2:30 out west. I'm Alicia Menendez. We are learning new details about this week's mass shooting inside a hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Police say the gunman recently underwent
There they go again.
surgery at St. Francis.
Why do I want to hear this? These people are such idiots for telling me this. I don't care. God damn it. See, I think I know why they're doing this. They're doing this because Americans like entertainment. That's Americans' top priority is entertainment. And so, I guess people tune in to hear about shootings because they watch bloody movies and shooting on TV and in shows and things. But I don't want to hear about it. Jesus Christ. A shooting in Tulsa doesn't help me any. Doesn't affect me. Doesn't hurt me. It just distracts me from something else that I could be learning and doing. These people are such idiots. Such shitty people. You know what I mean? Who wants to tell you about people getting shot every fucking day? Who wants to tell you that? It happens all over the world. It's always happened in America. Ever since guns have been around, there's been shootings.
So there is also this opportunity, I think, that Putin sees to...
But sorry, a shooting in Tulsa isn't going to contribute to my life any.
To get that food out and look like the hero when in fact he caused the issue, as you said. Laura, to
David, thank you. Appreciate it.
Here in the U.S., the clock is ticking on Social Security. A new estimate says money runs out for full Social Security benefits in about 13 years unless Congress acts. Looking just at the fund that covers retirement survivors benefits, Social Security can only cover full benefits until the year 2034. Payroll taxes will only cover about 3/4 of the benefits owed. The fund for disability insurance looks much better. There's enough money there for at least the next 75 years. Trustees now estimate fewer workers will end up on disability than they previously thought. There's also new estimates for Medicare, the fund for Medicare Part A, that covers inpatient hospital benefits that can only pay full benefits until 2028. Medicare Parts B and D, covering doctors and prescription drugs, that has enough money going forward supported by premium payments. Bottom line, the cost of both Social Security and Medicare is projected to grow faster, much faster than the nation's economy. That's mostly because Americans are getting older, they need more benefits. So far, Congress can't agree what to do about it. Lawmakers will have to raise revenues, cut costs.
Yeah, what do you think about this? Social Security. All these Americans trusted the government, paid into Social Security. Government was going to match their money and invest it and then give it back to them. And nope, not anymore. As of 2035, they won't be able to pay people their Social Security investment back.
Ironically, this is a little bit, they got a little bit more time until this, X date.
What a bunch of terrible,
because the
terrible people.
economy has been doing so well. Tax receipts are coming in, so that's good news. But overall, the demographic, the curve of that demographic, still a challenge for Congress.
Longer guarantee. Thank you. Rules been taking a
I'm flipping between 3 stations because they keep having commercials. This is Fox, MSNBC, and CNN.
Things that could step up services.
Biden on gun violence, enough on MSNBC.
Some of those more expansive
I guess he should stop running. He should give up. He should retire and quit because people are not listening to him. And he has got bad ideas that don't work. He's not the worst president in American history. But if you look at inflation and if you look at financial numbers and things, he's got to be one of the worst.
I mean, it's clearly weighing on him, right? We've seen him go to Buffalo, we've seen him go to Uvalde, as you mentioned, and we're seeing now, and this is an issue that really has been at the center of a lot of Biden's political career. As he mentioned last night, he was a lead senator in pushing the original passage of the assault weapons ban, which expired, and then was the leader, or the point person for President Obama after Sandy Hook, working with gun groups and working with the Senate to try to pass legislation.
I need to go to a country with younger political parties, younger people.
One of the issues that has
His
animated the president
Grandpa Biden that's past the age where most people die can't relate to me or reality or what I want to see in the country. It's just out of touch. And he knows it. And most of the time he just reads shit that the Democratic Party gives him to read anyway and does their agenda. But still, their agenda is pretty wonky too. Dystopian.
Tyler, stay with me because I want to ask you about this next story. You have President Biden planning to visit Saudi Arabia later this month. That is according to several administration officials who are familiar with his plans. The stop is expected to be added to the president's overseas trip, where he will also travel to Israel, Germany, and Spain. During the visit, the president will likely meet with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The meeting comes amid the administration's efforts to repair strained ties with a longtime U.S. ally and bring more oil into the global market as gas prices continue to reach record highs. The visit to Saudi Arabia would mark a significant reversal for President Biden, who promised on the campaign trail to treat the kingdom as a, quote, pariah after CIA determined the Crown Prince ordered the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Tyler, take us inside the White House's decision to set up this meeting between President Biden and the Crown Prince.
Yeah, this was a source of a lot of debate within the administration over the last several months about whether or not the president should reward the Saudi kingdom with a visit from the president. This is obviously...
That's pretty pathetic that Biden's going to go to Saudi Arabia and tell them to pull more gasoline out of the ground.
Declared would be a pariah.
It's really pathetic and sad and horrible watching these two political parties tear each other apart because both of them are right and both of them are terrible. And both of them, it seems obvious to me that both of these parties like the other one to look like a hypocrite, and that in the drop of a hat, at the drop of a hat, they'll just forget their morals, forget their principles, and do the opposite. Because that's what both of them have done lately, and both of them keep doing. And that looks consistent to them or good enough for their constituents, but I'm sure in private and stuff, the other political party is mocking them and pointing out how they're horrible people and duplicitous and hypocrites and inconsistent. Because I see it, both of them are. Both of them both of them are inconsistent. Like the whole, give guns and kill Russians, but not Texans, and don't give Americans guns while they go piss off everybody. And keep the borders wide open while they anger countries all over the world with sanctions and other weird shit that they do to people. Gitmo. And then we're just supposed to be unarmed, just a bunch of sitting ducks here, while they give rockets to foreign countries. I mean, it's like it's unbelievable. It's like you can't make this up. It's the very next day. Joe Biden gives $700 million in advanced rocket systems to Ukraine and then tells you can't have certain weapons and that you need to give them up and ban these weapons for everybody else. Is anybody catching this? Does that sound right? The guy who killed bin Laden, I just read his tweet, and he doesn't seem too happy about this. It was kind of funny. I favored it. I liked it, but it just said his body armor has bin Laden's blood on it, and basically he should have a spot at the table talking about gun rights. He's got silver stars and bronze stars and stuff, so. Yeah, it's a shame, but Republicans and Democrats can't come out and say, the founders of America wanted civilians to have weapons in case the government needed to be overthrown, period. I haven't heard that, but that's the truth. And I'll say it again. America's founders wanted the citizens to have powerful weapons in case the government needed to be overthrown. So don't give up any kind of rifles. Don't give up automatic rifles. Don't give up any weapons. The government is already corrupt, and we know it. The government gives your money to other people all around the world. The government kills people with your money. So, there's going to be climate refugees in the U.S. here, more of them before we know it, leaving places like Florida and Hawaii, Texas, Louisiana, California. What then? Is there any line that can't be crossed? It's just like these people are just running in the wrong direction. And both of these political parties could just tear the other one apart if they had the right arguments and if they weren't exactly like them. Seriously, do you think if there's a God and if a God judges a Republican and a Democrat, do you think that God is going to judge them any differently? Don't they have the exact same sins? Don't they eat the same shitty food, burn the same shitty fuel?
Third grade kickball as they are for sixth grade lacrosse, as they are for varsity level, track. And this advocate was saying that an expansive statewide ban that determines whether or not a trans girl can play sports solely based on her gender identity not only won't ensure fairness, but also could have a really devastating mental health impact on a vulnerable group of kids that are already at a higher risk of suicidal ideation.
Yeah, I think it's such a great point.
Frankly, I've never seen anything so ugly and disgusting when I hear Republicans talk about energy and people like Joe Manchin or these people that want to keep on polluting. There's no urgency at all. There's cluelessness, belligerence. These people are terrible, terrible people. I will never, ever vote for them, and you shouldn't either. They don't give a shit about life, about you, about the future. They want to fuck everything up, burn everything down, kill everything. They don't care. They want everything to be cheap and deadly. So gross, these people. And they profit off of it too. They get gasoline taxes off of gas sales. That's why all these assholes don't want gasoline to go away right now. They want to keep making money off of you killing things. They want to give you the tools to kill every goddamn thing so you can give them money so they can buy shit. Welcome to America.
Electorally. Now, the idea of a trans girl competing against a cis girl tends to trigger an emotional response in someone who has never met a trans person. Trans people today still have a very, very little visibility, particularly trans young people. And I spoke with one advocate who told me she thinks these bills are really proliferating because people view that the harm that they do to kids is very narrow. They view these bills as really only dealing with sports. But advocates argue that you need to view them as part of a much broader push against trans rights that we're seeing in state legislatures. Typically, in the advancement of legislation that chips away at the advancement in trans rights, a sports ban comes first. And at Alabama, for example, last year, the state banned trans girls from competing in women's athletics. This year, they've limited where trans people can use the bathroom, whether LGBTQ issues can be taught in school, and whether medical doctors can provide gender-affirming care to anyone under 19. And so critics say you really need to view this as a much march or push against trans issues, and that's not how they're being framed right now.
Madeline, really great report. Please come back soon. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me. What a great discussion. All right, critical new information on the health of the American jobs market in just hours. Why some economists are hoping for slower job growth.
And the country right now.
Bloomberg's Peggy Collins. Peggy, thank you.
Coming up, we are headed over to London for coverage of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. But today's pomp and pageantry will be a little different. We're going to explain why just ahead.
Now they're all on commercials. Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN all broadcasting commercials. It's really gross, weird stuff. It sucks that this is America. It sucks that this is acceptable. It sucks that these weird people painted up like Martians bring us weird news that doesn't enrich our lives or help us at all. They just want to control us. They just want to be right. It's pathetic. They're losers. They're a bunch of losers. So I hope one day you can call them losers. And if you can't call a loser, then you're the loser. Judge everybody by their carbon footprint. Judge everybody by their fuel and their food. Judge people on what they say and what they do. That's what I do. And these people are bad people. Bad, bad people. It's pathetic too that the older generation wants to keep killing everything because it's cool with their generation and cool with them. But they're the worst people. They're the really bad ones. So they didn't know what they're doing, but they did it, and they keep doing it, and they're modeling it now and getting other people to do it. You know, there's a scripture that says, you know, like about a millstone being tied to your foot and thrown into an ocean for leading somebody astray, leading a young person, a little person, an ignorant person astray. Would be there's also scriptures that say don't try to be a teacher or like go out of your way to go be a teacher, and because they'll be held at a higher standard for the things they teach. And that's essentially what these people are doing. I listen to them closely. I judge all of their words, and they're vapid, sad, pathetic losers. They're morons that only want to please each other. Low-brow motherfuckers. Just all these commercials, they're just trying to make money. It's like people don't put two and two together. You know, Biden giving weapons to other countries, telling us to disarm. These people saying they care about the truth, and all they do is sell shit. It's a shame that these are our 24-hour news stations.
I think, in particular, these 4 days, this is something that
National news stations, whatever you want to call them.
Stock index futures are leaning down a little bit. Stocks rose Thursday. Let me say it again, because I have not been able to say this in a long time. Stocks had a good day. Thursday. A big rally for tech. Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, and Facebook's parent company Meta, consumer stocks also rebounded. But the main event today is the May jobs report. That's due in less than 3 hours. Economists forecast, this is the consensus, 350,000 jobs added back last month. The jobless rate of 3.5%. That would be a new pandemic era low.
So why do these numbers matter at all? God damn. As far as I can tell, this is just Biden worship and Democratic Party worship, low-key. Tell me the percentage of people or the jobs. This is totally useless and irrelevant information. So stupid. And now Fox is in London talking about stupid.
But I think people are
MSNBC also in London.
A transition is something that
How depressing that this news is just garbage. All three of these stations, total waste of time, just shit. I can't even watch it. I end up just watching Comedy Central on mute, and it's usually South Park. I just watch that instead of the fucking news. I don't even want to give them the satisfaction. I don't know if there's a Nielsen box on this machine or not. But I don't. But I'm not gonna just leave it on one of these stations. That's how bad it is.
She's happy.
And the weather station. I sometimes watch the weather station, sometimes watch HLN. Although HLN's news is just as wonky sometimes. But they do play other stuff on HLN, like Forensic Files. That's what they're playing now. I'm going to stop this in about 5 minutes.
For her not to go to this event, as you said,
Recovery and that.
Might as well mention I'm on my 4th day of fasting. And fasting is very good for you, and I encourage you to fast. That means don't eat food. I haven't eaten food for 3 days. I didn't eat any calories until yesterday. I had a little bit of honey with a calcium supplement. It's been good. Fasting is great for the human body. I look good, feel good. I've read a lot of books on fasting. I may write a book on fasting one of these days. I've fasted for 40 days before without food. That was amazing. I got very, very skinny. It was pretty exciting. And who knows? This one I'll probably go for one more day. Yeah. I think I'll probably break this fast sometime on Saturday. Maybe Saturday morning, but probably wait till Saturday afternoon. Sometime Saturday. I'm not going to pig out. I'm just going to eat normally and naturally and, you know, eat the right amounts and stuff. I might go to the grocery store today and get some food for tomorrow. Some oranges and stuff. I might get some lemons and drink some water with lemon juice on my fast. Sounds good. Such a sad, sad state of affairs. I really hate it when shit like this derails the news, whether it's a shooting or a war or whatever. Just it's total shit. I don't need it. It doesn't inform me. It doesn't entertain me, intrigue me. Just waste my time. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of this stuff I'd be thrilled to hear the headlines, but I don't need an entire story about people that were killed. And frankly, it's real. They're just picking and choosing stuff they feel like talking about. People are always getting killed.
Just ahead on New Day, brand new CNN reporting on former Trump campaign manager Steve Bannon and that border wall that his old boss promised.
Oh, God. Yeah, listen to what Chomsky says about the Republican Party, because he makes a lot of good sense. But the problem is when somebody rejects a political party in America, they typically go to the other major political party, legacy party they call them, and that's not helpful. You know, I voted for the Green Party candidate for president the last 2 cycles, and I feel good about it. I did not vote for Clinton or Biden or Trump. I couldn't vote for any of those yo-yos. And if you can, then there's something might be wrong with you. Because the lesser of two evils is still evil. So, one year I voted for a woman president because she ran for the Green Party. And last year was Howie. Voted for him. They don't get a lot of press or a lot of votes, but maybe one day they will. I vote for who I think is the best candidate, not for who I think might win, or the lesser of two evils, or whatever. I might vote for a Democrat or Republican that runs for a different office. I just vote by it, but I surely wouldn't want to. I'd prefer to vote for somebody else. You know, like these incumbent senators and incumbent Congress people. You know, the people that they run against, you know, I don't even hear about the people they run against a lot of times. So if I voted for somebody besides a major party candidate for Senate or Congressman, chances are I'll know nothing about them unless I've done some research on my own, because the press won't cover it or cover them, because they're either Republican or Democrat, depending on which channel you watch. There needs to be a channel for the Green Party and the Libertarian Party. Fox News is covering England. Idiots. MSNBC 555's Axios.
Joining us now with a look at Axios AM, the co-founder of Axios, Mike Allen. Mike, what is the Axios one big thing for this morning?
Yeah, Alicia, this Hello Friday, the Axios one big thing is the word enough. President Biden used the word enough 11 times last night during his 17 minutes address. Enough. Very powerful. And Alicia, I would look for that to become a rallying cry around the country as people talk about gun control, gun safety, more common terms, including marches next weekend, which are going to be all around the country, all around the world, already headed. Alicia, some insight into the president's speech. We're hearing behind the scenes that Biden's aides are bearish about a gun deal. You and I have talked about the signs that this is different this time, and the speed of these, the drama of these are definitely changing the national conversation, but they're not changing things over my shoulder. And Axios reporting shows the West Wing is very aware of that they know that a presidential address isn't going to change the years of opinions about this.
So then what do they think it is accomplishing? Do they think that they can move the needle at all?
Yeah, so Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat of Connecticut, who of course represents the Sandy Hook area, is saying privately that he's optimistic about his conversations with Republicans, that he sees movement. And you saw President Biden talking about raising the ages on the purchase of assault weapons as something that is maybe more doable than the idea of banning assault weapons. But at least here's the drama to look at behind the scenes between the lines, and that is that by repeating Democrats' call to ban assault weapons, which is not something that's going to happen, it gave Republicans a way, even some Democrats who don't want to make a deal, it gave them a way to say the president is just
Adios.
making